Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Recha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today, we're going to go into the book of First Chronicles, the 15th chapter. And David made him houses in the city of David, and prepared a place for the ark of God, and pitched for it a tent. So remember at this point, the ark was still stationed with Obed-Edom, but David prepared, a place for it, a nice area in the city of David. And David said, "None ought to carry the ark of God but the Levites. For them hath the Lord chosen to carry the ark of God, and to minister unto him forever." And David gathered all Israel together to Jerusalem to bring up the ark of the Lord onto his place, which he had prepared for it. And David assembled the children of Aaron and the Levites of the sons of Kohath, Uriel the chief, and his brethren, 120. Of the sons of Merari, Asaiah the chief, and his brethren, 220. Of the sons of Gershom, Joel the chief, and his brethren, 130. Of the sons of Elizaphan, Shimeiah the chief, and his brethren, 200. Of the sons of Hebron, Eliel the chief, and his brethren, 80. That's 80. Of the sons of Uzziel, Aminadab the chief, and his brethren, 112. And David called for Zadok and Abiathar the priests, and for the Levites, for Uriel, Asaiah, and Joel, Shemaiah, and Eliel, and Aminadab, and said unto them, Ye are the chief of the fathers of the Levites. Sanctify yourselves, both ye and your brethren, that ye may bring up the ark of the Lord Yahweh, God of Israel, onto the place that I have prepared for it. Because now he was basically like, yeah, we got to do it right this time. We don't want a repeat of what happened with Uzzah. For because ye did it not at the first, the Lord our God made a breach upon us, for we sought him not after the due order. See? So he's saying that David, which, that was very perceptive, but, he said basically the Lord has already, prescribed how, the ark should be handled, how the matters of the sacred things and so on should be handled, right? That's in the law. But because that wasn't done beforehand when trying to move the ark, the Lord ended up doing what he did. So this time, we're going to do it right. Verse 14. So the priests and the Levites sanctified themselves to bring up the ark of the Lord Yahweh God of Israel. And the children of the Levites bear the ark of God upon their shoulders with staves thereon, right, as it was commanded to do. That's why the Lord had Moses design the ark the way he did, right, so that you could put the staves on it and then carry it or bear it. It says, as Moses commanded according to the word of the Lord. And David spake to the children of the Levites to appoint their brethren to be singers with instruments of music, psalteries and harps and cymbals, sounding by lifting up the voice with joy. So he appointed the Levites for musicians, some to carry the ark. So the Levites appointed Heman, the son of Joel, and of his brethren Asaph, the son of Berechiah. And of the sons of Merari their brethren, Ethan, the son of Cushiah. And with them their brethren of the second degree, Zechariah, Ben, and Jaziel, and Shemiramoth, and Jahiel, and Unai, Eliab, and Benaiah, and Maaseiah, and Mattathiah, and Eliphalet, and Mikneiah, and Obed-Edom, and Jael, the porters, which were gatekeepers. So the singers Heman, Asaph, and Ethan were appointed to sound with cymbals of brass. And Zechariah, and Aziel, and Shemiramoth, and Jahiel, and Uni, and Eliab, and Maaseiah, and Benaiah, with psalteries, and Alamoth, and Mattathiah, and Eliphalet, and Mikniah, and Obed Edom, and Jahiel, and Azaziah with harps, and Sheminith to excel. And Kenaniah, chief of the Levites, was for song. He instructed about the song because he was skillful. And Berechiah and Elkanah were doorkeepers for the ark. And Shebaniah and Jehoshaphat and Nathaniel and Amasai and Zechariah and Benaiah and Eleazar the priests did blow with the trumpets before the ark of God. And Obed-Edom and Jehiah were doorkeepers of the ark. So David and the elders of Israel and the captains, over thousands, went to bring up the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of the house of Obed-Edom with joy. And it came to pass when God helped the Levites that bear the ark of the covenant of the Lord, that they offered 7 bullocks and 7 rams. And David was clothed with a robe of fine linen, and all the Levites that bear the ark, and the singers, and Kenaniah, the master of the song with the singers, David also had upon him an ephod of linen. Thus all Israel brought up the ark of the covenant of the Lord Yahweh with shouting, and with sound of the cornet, and with trumpets, and with cymbals, making a noise with psalteries and harps. So they were really celebrating. And it came to pass, as the ark of the covenant of the Lord Yahweh came to the city of David, that Michal, the daughter of Saul, looking out at a window, saw King David dancing and playing, and she despised him in her heart. And as we went through in Samuel, we saw how that altercation went about. And that brings us to the end of 1 Chronicles, the 15th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Recha Kodash. And until next time, Shalom.